Special event alert.
I'm late because I got stuck behind someone who couldn't figure out the self-checkout line. Which is excuse number 168 for being late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perron.
Woo! I am so happy to be here. Compared to last week's show, I'm much more excited.
Oh, it's just like the playoffs. We get another game to come back on and go 17 for 20 on our jump shots.
So I have a story related back to what you just...
On the intro? We're still on the intro.
No, right. I'm talking about what you just said about the checkout, self-checkout.
Oh, yeah. Well, hold on.
That's perfect.
Hold on.
Okay.
That was good.
Yeah.
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the other lesser branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because...
From the Rockies to the Space Coast, Late for Changeover is here with the guys to shake the skies.
I miss Jake. Where's Jake? Jake,
we
come
need
back.
The third. You need three prongs to a wheel, man. You got to have
Jake's
three.
Still in the Far East, spreading American cheer, I suppose.
Walking around in a big pair of 14 shoes.
You probably have had those experiences. I've never had that experience. In a crowd, to be able to just look over the crowd, it's got to be fantastic. I can't imagine what that feels like.
I'm sure Jake is enjoying that one advantage.
You know, maybe I should go over to the actual Philippines where maybe I'm an inch taller than the average height over there.
Could be.
So maybe 2 inches taller. I don't know. What's your story about self-checkout?
I'm at Walmart today and I'm going through the self-checkout. I had to buy some new underwear and some shorts, So I take the gun out. That little freaking gun you pull off the counter, right?
Yeah, right.
So I go and it clicks and nothing, and it clicks and nothing.
Yeah.
So the Walmart guy goes, "Give me a minute. Stop clicking it." And I'm looking at him like, you could have said please, but anyway, he's like, "Stop clicking it." So he comes over, "Give me a minute, I'll help you." I'm like, well, help me with what? All I did was click. The damn thing didn't work. So he takes it out of my hand, turns it inside, and there's a window.
Oh.
And then I never do that. And I look at the window, battery dead. Battery. There's a battery light. And he goes, "See that?" I said, "Yeah." It does the battery.
Yeah, for the first time ever in my life.
He said, "The battery's dead." She goes, "Go over there and use that one." I'm like,
whoa,
man.
You are just inciting people in your old age. Man.
I was being nice. He's like, "Go over there." You can't even figure out that the gun has a dead battery. No, I can't.
You pissed off the coach when you were a down marker? I mean, what's going on, Eric? Maybe there's more to these stories. Or maybe you don't realize it. Maybe you're like,
yeah, but see, I didn't even do
yelling at guys.
I didn't say that. I'm clicking the gun, click the gun. I'm looking at it. It's not working. And then that's when he's like, "Stop clicking the gun. Go, give me a minute. I'll be over to help you."
He's probably at home telling his wife, he's like, "This asshole came in. He was banging it against the counter. He was trying to take it apart, for God's sake. I'm glad I got it out of his hands. Otherwise."
No, it wasn't quite that bad. But how funny is it that you're talking about being late? But I was one of the guys that made you late.
It's just, I watch people and they get so confused after how long we've had self-checkout now?
Oh, yeah.
10
for years
effing
now.
years, something like that. And it's just like, come on, dude. You've got a million fucking items. So it's just like, come on. That's not really what it's supposed to be.
Where the sign says 10 or 15.
Well,
15
sure.
items.
I don't care. It's a full cart, right?
Yeah.
And inevitably, their third item, they did something wrong, and the lady has to come over and figure it out. And
The worst is when you have to weigh your produce.
People are. I'll get
put it on the scale.
I'll get caught on that a little bit, right? Sometimes because it's got a sticker now on the fruit, right? So I'm like, boop, boom, what's the weight? And I'm like, okay, sorry, take that back. Right? But some are so vapor locked at some of that stuff, and they're like, "What? Why? I don't know." Oh my God. Or some are trying to pay in cash, or it's just like, God.
The vapor lock's a good term. And then they just stare at it.
Yeah, they're just I don't. And the lady's helping somebody else who's vapor locked, and they're like, "Oh, I can't."
Well, now if the gun goes click, 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 look and see if the battery's dead.
Yeah. Why didn't you just run it across the flatbed scanner there?
Because I wanted the gun to work. Obviously. So, I mean, that would have been that would have made too much damn sense to go
maybe
to
a little more is coming out about the story. It's like
I didn't
going
think
to work.
I vapor locked. I didn't forget that one there.
There's a guy standing behind going, "Come on,
dude, can't you see the window on the bottom there?"
Could you imagine if they combined Lotto with the self-checkout line? How long we would be waiting there for people? Oh my God.
Self-scanning 100 freaking scratch tickets.
Yeah. That would be forever.
That would be good.
Good to see you, Eric.
You too,
Jake,
brother.
still wishing you well. Hope you're back. What a week, right? Just the last couple of days. We had airplane crashes.
B-52.
Right? The B-52 at Edwards, and then the Marine, was it F-A-18? Or was it F-35? F-18, right? That crack he ejected.
That might have been a 35.
I can't remember. It was a Marine.
Neither can I.
But I'm like, whoa, what is
but think about that. When's the last time a buff crashed? I can't even remember back. Yeah.
And I was trying to get some of that information yesterday, and they're not releasing a whole lot, except to say that one of the things was it was a mixed test crew with contractors on there.
I did see
I don't know what that means for anything, but
yeah,
it wasn't just like a normal all Air Force crew.
52 crew. Yeah.
And it is they are testing, so God knows what they were testing or what it was. We'll probably never hear about it until the report gets released 6 months from now. But
happened right after takeoff. It didn't take much.
Yeah, everybody went down on that. So hearts go out to the families, to the survivors and stuff.
For sure.
God damn, that was terrible.
Yeah. For sure.
I wonder. We were talking earlier in the show about the UFC at the White House. Great.
Yes.
I thought it was a great event. Right. I thought it was fun. It was entertaining to watch. It was weird, I thought, to watch them warming up in like kind of an anteroom. It had all the nice drapes,
old paintings,
and they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And they're like, how many heads of state have sat in this room just waiting, and you're sweating all over it, right? It was just wild. But the who was it? Zach Brown, who did the you didn't see the beginning of it.
I didn't see the beginning.
It was really cool. I should have showed you that.
I doubt it would be Zach Brown. I think he's a non-Trumper, isn't he?
No, it was some. That's what I thought too. But I think it was his band because they harmonized. It was really good.
Okay, because I know him and Kid Rock have smashed.
I think so. I think you're right. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was a band.
Sure.
So they sang it a cappella, but they harmonized it. It sounded wonderful. And as they're coming, the flyover was a combination of the Blue Angels and Thunderbirds.
Oh, right? That's cool.
In their V, and they were coming, but they hit right over right when they said and the land of the free, and then the flyover came out. I was like, oh, you guys are like 20 seconds too early.
Too soon.
Too soon. They turned it didn't drown them out, but as they were flying over, they were like home of the brave, and they were already passed by the time they finished the song. And I was like, God, you guys had 10 more seconds at the IP. That's all you had to stay out there. So I
really enjoyed it. I thought there was certainly some inappropriate moments. The one guy yelling.
Well,
about
yeah, the
color bomb.
goofball, but you know,
You know-
I guess his reputation is to be a goofball, that
Right,
way,
but
so.
even with that, some of the language, you know, when you've got
Sure, yeah,
when it's supposed to be such
Yeah.
a patriotic event, you'd like to at least curtail that a little bit, you know.
right.
It's not like our show. We don't have any listeners. I can cuss all I want, but
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah,
but you know, I
waiting
was,
for a sponsor to come and tell us not to.
Yeah.
We'd be glad not to.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it wasn't necessarily family friendly,
Right,
and they
right,
weren't-
and that's where I was getting at. And it was
I don't think they
supposed
were
to be
trying to be, but you're right. You're right.
as a big 250 country celebration. You know, I would have thought just a little bit more. Now, did you see Dana White? He said this will never happen again.
Well, yeah, because he had to pay for more.
They had to pay for it all. Yeah, I was like,
right.
I can't afford to do this crap.
Like, I can't
$40
do
million.
this again. Right,
$40
right,
million
right.
or something.
I'm sure they'll reap that somehow 10 times or whatever,
I
or
would
whatever that,
hope.
or, whatever they're going to get from it. But I found it interesting, all the little propaganda commercials in between. I liked them.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
I liked them. You know, it's like, yeah, why not? Why aren't we talking about, serve your country and, how badass we are? And all that could go through my head was when that, people were, can you believe the cage match out there that they're doing? It's, it's like the Roman Empire. I was like, Biden had trannies flashing their tits on the White House on that very lawn, right?
Bill Clinton was not having sex with that woman in the Oval Office.
You got a blowy in the.
Come on, man. Right? So don't talk to me about being freaking above reproach.
All right. So maybe it's not the most honorable thing in the world, but it's far from the least honorable thing.
I thought it was patriotic.
I enjoyed
saw
it.
nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Except some of the comments. I thought it was really
well,
cool.
other than that, it was really apolitical.
Yeah.
I mean, other than all these fighters, a lot of the fighters were thanking Trump, for putting it on. That was kind of cool. So I dug it. Okay. So we go on our first story.
Hopefully we don't get poked in the eye on our
do.
show for being pro UFC.
By who?
I don't know. Whoever. Right.
That'd be interesting. Maybe we.
You guys are pro UFC guys. You guys suck.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's
right.
We're also pro golfers. Pro golf. Yeah,
I am definitely for
and
golf.
WNBA. How's the Fever doing this year?
Well, they're playing tonight, recording it as we speak. So I'll be watching the game tonight. They are on a 3-game winning streak.
Is Caitlin a little bit off her game this season, or has she been hurt? Or
no, I would say she's been on her game.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I don't follow it. I just hear comments, but I don't hear the comments like she was just lighting it up like she was last year.
Well, she's averaging about 24 points a game.
Oh, that's pretty
good.
And
not the last game, but the game before, she put it on her shoulders and shot a 3-point with like 2 seconds left and won the game for them.
Nice.
For a 3-point.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, what I have noticed about her is she god awfully whines. If there's a foul called on her.
Oh, yeah.
She's all over the ref and she what me? Yeah, exactly.
I
don't like that part.
Nikola Jokic. He's my favorite player of all time. But he does that same like, come on, guys. Man.
Yeah. Fouls,
but I guess that's part
ridiculous.
Of it. Yeah. How's Sophie doing?
Good, man. She lit it up the other night. Last couple of seconds, 2 threes and a 2, right? And put them ahead, took it to overtime and won.
How did they do in the playoffs last year?
Not very good. They got in 1-1, I think.
Is it just because it's just Caitlin and no other support? Or?
This year they've got some star power. This girl Kelsey Mitchell, the other forward, other guard, Aaliyah Boston underneath the net is really strong.
Okay.
And Lexi Hall, the other blonde, has become a big time defender. She's knocking balls away and
yeah.
All
right. Okay.
It's been fun to watch. I don't even know why I'm into it. My wife's like, watched it in college and she was all this and that, and now you're stuck. And I went, yeah, I don't get it, but I like watching it. So
well, now we're gonna have to get a Fever report every week. So you brought it up. You said you liked it. So
all right, let's change it. What do you think about the USA beating Paraguay? Woo! Fucker.
guess that's great. I mean, I was like, oh, good. It seems like they should have, but I don't know. And then I heard the other day, it was like, this is the biggest win in World Cup history for the U.S. And I was like, what? Really?
I know nothing about soccer.
I don't either. Yeah.
I know nothing about soccer.
Yeah.
But they were able to control the ball with amazing passing, just freaking controlling. Nobody could take the ball.
4-1, right?
4-1. Yeah. Well, and one of my best friends, he's really into soccer. He's like, we have a bunch of really good players.
Yeah.
We do not have a world-class one player. And that makes sense to me, right? A lot of the teams have one guy who's like all freaking messy. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Like him. But we don't. We have a bunch of good players, which I like.
So you need that one star. I guess that's like the NBA, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
To a certain degree. But
team sport, not an individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see how they do. Who do they play next? Do you know?
Yeah, they're playing Australia Friday.
Oh.
This Friday.
Okay.
At 3:00 Colorado time.
Well,
no, 1:00 Colorado time, 3:00 your time. No, your time's 2:00. 3:00 East Coast time. I keep forgetting you're always an hour ahead of me.
All right, well, let's get into space.
Right on, man. I miss space. You know how I feel about space. I love space.
I know you do. I've thrown you way too many security forces stories in the last 6 weeks. So
that's what true friendship does for me.
So now you got to pay the cost. So space.com. Well, I'm interested to see what your take is on that. All right. This story from space.com. NASA chief defends the all-male Artemis 3 astronaut crew. Now there's backlash. Backlash. All right. But first off, the 4 astronauts comprising the Artemis 3 crew announced this week are all male, but NASA officials emphasized they were selected based on qualifications and not to exclude any genders. All right, good. That's where we're supposed to be, right?
I don't see a problem here.
The selectees announced on June 9th, where NASA's Randy Bresnik, who's the commander, European Space Agency's Luca Parmitano, who's the pilot, NASA mission specialists Andre Douglas and Frank Rubio, NASA's Bob Hines, a past SpaceX pilot and ISS astronaut, as backup. All male crews are a rarity these days. Out of the 37 active NASA astronauts, 15 are women, or around 40%. Okay. With the exception of the SpaceX Crew 6 mission in 2023 and a half-empty Crew 9 rescue mission in 2024, there has always been at least one woman on NASA missions to the International Space Station since SpaceX began flying NASA crews to the ISS in 2021. So last 5 years, there's always been a woman, except for those 2 missions and this upcoming one. 11 of the 15 active NASA female astronauts have flown to space in the past 5 years, according to a space.com analysis. So there are 4 going, when me, right? In the wake of NASA's announcement, several science communicators, such as Emily Calandrelli, who was a passenger on Blue Origin tourist rocket launch, as well as Camille Bergen, a space marketing professional posting on a personal account, have criticized the lack of women on the crew. So they're not even astronauts. They're just like clickbaiters, probably. Yeah. Right.
Stir the pot.
Yes. Yeah, no women.
Yeah.
What we have to have a woman now every time. So
that's where I don't see this as a problem at all.
Well, every time we do this stuff, and they're like, they're the first Indonesian whatever in space. You're like, okay. So we can stop counting it now, right? And they're like, they're the second Indonesian. And you're just like, when do we get to a point we've broken the ceiling? Okay.
How about we have an all-American crew on this board?
Why don't we just call them American astronauts?
American astronauts.
That's. Let's get back to. We don't care. I don't care.
You don't care. I don't care.
Right. Stop pointing it out.
As long as they're qualified.
As long as they're qualified. Right. I don't care who's flying my plane.
Yeah. And if you feel bad, make it all women. freaking mission. I don't care.
We'll never hear the end of that one. In the wake of NASA's announcement, NASA Administrator Jarek Isaacman praised NASA's astronaut office as well as Norm Knight, who heads the agency's flight operations director that oversees astronaut training, for together choosing what he described as the best astronauts to complete the Artemis 3 mission. I don't think anyone should be reading into this. Isaacman told reporters at a press gaggle following the crew announcement, "Our last astronaut candidate class was greater than 50% female. We'll assemble the best astronauts to undertake and complete the objectives." Okay, that's a stand-up statement. I like that.
Yeah.
On June 10th, last Wednesday, Isaacman wrote a longer rationale on X. He cited space flights he has paid for and commanded, noting he flew twice on SpaceX with crews that are 50% female. NASA crew selection has no political appointees, he added, and leadership in agency centers and mission directorates is nearly 50% female. Now, see, he's still defending.
Yes.
But it's like, look, we got a great set of individuals who have gone through this rigorous testing and selection process. So I'm just going to refer to them as astronaut 1 through 17.
Yeah. Well, can you see the 4 guys who made the selection? Maybe we should hold one guy off who's really qualified for the mission for a woman who's qualified but not quite the same qualifications as him, just because we need a female.
I hope
that's a discussion that's just retarded.
I agree. I agree. But it's I'm not even sure if the astronauts are all that bothered by it.
Yeah. Goes back to your clickbaiters, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's those who are trying to bring something up that's really not there just to keep that going.
Yeah. Because none of these women have been astronauts or anybody none of the female astronauts have complained or
they didn't cite any of them.
Okay.
Yeah, they didn't cite any of them. So it's outside the agency.
Yeah.
The astronaut office assigns a crew that gives the mission the best chance of meeting its objectives, taking into account many factors, including the background experience of the astronauts, such as test pilot experience, development work on specific programs, and availability. Artemis 3 is heavily a test piloting mission, as the astronauts may be meeting with both SpaceX and Blue Origin moon landers to get the machines ready for the real deal. So they're like, okay, here's your instructions, but then up there, you're going to have 2 different things that you're going to have to interact with. And they're like, shit. Okay. All right. That may be why.
Maybe that's why no women are on there. I didn't say that out loud. I did not say that out loud.
That may be why all 4 Artemis 3 astronauts are drawn from the military, with considerable flying experience between them. The prime crew has significant space-related experience. Bresnik is a past shuttle and ISS astronaut, as well as NASA manager Parmitano and Bresnik were commanders of the ISS. Rubio set a 371-day U.S. record on a single ISS space flight.
Wow.
So a year and 13 months.
That's crazy.
And Douglas was backup for Artemis 2. At least 2 of them overcame significant obstacles in space as well. Parmitano survived water coming into his spacesuit during a 2013 spacewalk, which is wild that it was 13 years ago. He's been an astronaut for that long. That's wild, right?
I wonder how old he is.
I don't know. And Rubio saw his 6-month ISS mission unexpectedly double in 2022-23 after his first ride home was canceled due to a spacecraft coolant leak. Earlier in the newer Trump administration, officials ordered U.S. agencies, including NASA, to end initiatives related to diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. NASA also removed Biden-era references on its website to landing the first person of color and the first woman on the moon, among other measures. That, I think, is a great thing.
I do, too.
It's just the first American. That's what we should be considered at this point, right? I got a little video if you want to bear with it to see these guys. So let me dress this up here. And let's watch.
Alongside the prime crew, we have a backup crew member who will train shoulder to shoulder with them to ensure mission readiness and continuity.
NASA did this video really good. It's almost
Force
like
Colonel
announcing the
and
all
former SpaceX Crew 4
NFL
pilot
team or something.
stands ready to join the team if necessary. Artemis 3 backup crew member, Bob Hines.
Bob. That boy
And look how
Bob.
they look on the right. They have like the video of them stepping forward. I was like, oh, that's bad.
That's cool.
Right? So he's the backup. He's been up there, but he's back.
Glad he's excited about it.
And they all go off and they
Now,
shake hands. So I chopped this
Moving on
video
to our
off.
mission specialist for Artemis 3.
I don't know why they had that cheering.
Coast Guard Reserve Commander, making his first space flight, mission specialist Andre Douglas.
Andre.
Look at him come out like a wrestler. you
That's
know?
cool.
Yeah. Hello, hello.
And we have Army Black Hawk helicopter pilot, family medicine
Yeah.
physician, and record-setting astronaut, mission specialist, Colonel Frank Rubio.
Colonel, Army Colonel.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, he walks like an Army Colonel.
He does.
Little
Wait.
Spitfire guy who's at
Now on to our
45
pilot.
was will run 5 miles. You know.
Two-time flyer, ESA astronaut, the first Italian space station commander, an Italian Air Force colonel and test pilot, Luca Parmitano.
Parmitano.
Look at this.
Luca.
Look at this good-looking dude.
Luca
Yeah,
Parmitano.
Tall Italian test pilot. Oh.
Now to our commander, two-time astronaut, former space station commander.
First off, doesn't he look a little bit like Jim from The Office?
Yeah.
You know,
Got big-
he's
big
got
ears.
big ears. Yeah, he's got really big ears. Sorry to take all his lifelong accomplishment to get to NASA, and we're like, look at his ears. It's got big ears. So
Sorry,
Marine
stands
Corps
out.
colonel and test pilot with more than 7,000 flight hours. Artemis 3 commander, Randy Bresnik.
Oh, I'm so disappointed. Where's the woman? Where's the woman?
stop it. Stop it. This is the way we're going forward, I hope.
That's the way we should. Sorry.
All right, let's give it one more round of applause for your Artemis 3 prime crew.
We're here, boys.
Yeah, good job, gentlemen. You can't even say good job, Americans, because you got an Italian in there.
Yeah.
So there's your Artemis 3 crew that's going to be flying, you know, whenever they figure out Starship or they figure out Blue Origin. Or
Yeah. Something to get you there. No.
at least 27, right? They ain't going up this year.
Yeah.
So
I truly don't see this as a problem. That's my take. I
no,
don't understand.
I think it's cool.
I
think it's cool.
and I'm with you. I believe that someone brought up when all the people that are players in this thing don't even care.
Yeah. Well, I think we as a country could do that in a lot of ways if we just stop emphasizing the, you know, the identity politics and
Yeah,
just
the
like,
individuality.
I mean, if I described a black physicist and I just said this guy figured out time travel,
right.
you know, and so the first question isn't is he black, white, gay, woman, man? What is just like no shit, this guy did it, and we just go on from there, like we
Yeah.
have most of our history. So
Agreed. Be a better
So
place.
right, hopefully we go that way. So
Better place. Good story, man. I like that.
oh, my light. Oh,
Damage.
Yeah.
Damage.
well, sort of. No damage, nothing fatal. The problem with having a prosthetic leg is I can never tell when something's wrapped around my ankle
Right.
until I
There's good
yank it
feeling.
and something goes flying out. I'm like, God damn. I feel a little bit like Kingpin when his hand would go flying off, you know.
All right. So before we move to the next story, I have another question for you.
Yes, yes, sir.
During the UFC, did you see the glasses that are being provided to the blind?
No.
Fully blind Veterans,
What?
in this case, fully blind.
I did not.
They have their glasses with Meta in them, the actual AI.
Oh, maybe
And
I
it's-
saw something like
It's
that.
got a camera. So
Yeah.
the example I saw was a guy standing in front of his closet with them on, and he says, Meta, show me where, or tell me where the blue shirt is. And
Oh.
it is fourth from the right, starting at the last hanger. And he counts it out and he takes it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they
So it's not giving him vision, but it's giving him
right.
like,
It's making
direction.
they're allowed to be.
Huh.
It helps them when they're
Smart.
walking down the street.
God, that's so smart, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny because the other one was the guy is in the airport. He's blind. He's walking through the terminal, calls his wife to help him navigate. So what she sees through the phone is what he's seeing with his glasses, which he's not seeing anything. But he's
hearing the directions, right?
Hearing the directions, and she's seeing what's in front of him.
Oh, wow. How
Freaking
badass.
amazing.
That's awesome.
Amazing. Yeah, that's the first part of an AI situation that I went, oh man, that's really cool.
Yeah. How do we use that for evil now?
Yeah, right. That's the next plan. But
just walking
amazing
people
story.
off bridges and stuff.
Didn't mean to get you off point, but
no, that's really
wanted
cool.
to talk about that. Was awesome.
That's
pretty amazing.
Finally, we got a good story about that.
Right.
All right. Speaking of, something cool, maybe not.
Cool.
I don't know. We'll see. This next story is from AirForceTimes.com. So it's kind of a minor story, but I thought it would be a good discussion item, right? So they've come out with their artist rendition of the Global War on Terrorism Memorial design. Now, this is when I show you some pictures of this is not built. It's just artist rendering of what they want to do. Okay.
There's not a structure then yet. It's just
no.
Okay.
It's just what they are proposing. At least the one that has had the most support, I guess. Right, that's pushed forward. That the foundation is going to pay for. The foundation overseeing the design of the future Global War on Terrorism Memorial on the National Mall in Washington has unveiled the first renderings of what the site will look like. Designed by Dallas-based architect Kengo Kuma in partnership with the Global War on Terrorism Memorial Foundation, the memorial's design is a culmination of 8 years of input from 20,000 Americans. I find that suspect, including veterans from every branch of service and every conflict since World War II, according to a foundation release. Why every conflict since World War II? I don't understand that. Anyway,
got to get a wide range of.
I guess so. According to the memorial's description, visitors will first encounter steel and stone relics recovered from the 9/11 attacks at each of the site's 3 entrances, marking where the journey began. All right. Let me follow along with what we're talking about. All right. So that's what the first rendering is supposed to look like, right? Can you see it kind of arch away above the people there and down, right? And there's kind of like girder like things underneath that. Well, that's the as they say, steel and stone relics recovered from the 9/11 attacks at each of the site's 3 entrances. Okay. So they got some stuff from the buildings. In a primary section coined the Embrace, a classically inspired amphitheater rises over the path below and features an arch made of reclaimed steel from the era's combat operations. I don't know. That's very non-specific. But
yeah, what's that mean?
I don't know. Shrapnel? I don't know. The arch will also be adorned with native vegetation, is designed to filter light, and will be oriented to align with Section 60 in Arlington National Cemetery, the resting place of roughly 1,000 service members killed in the post-9/11 wars. I got to show you this. Let's see. This is another photo of it at night.
That rendering's a little better. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I wanted to give you the overall thing. Night's going to be lit up. There's grass on the top. And then you have this feature. Okay. Below the arch, which will also, below the arch, a predominantly marble path of honor includes embedded boot prints that represent the weight of war and the varied experiences of those who served and their families, the release says. The path will also connect to adjacent memorials on the National Mall. Extending from the footprint paths are shallow reflecting pools in which visitors can dip their own feet before stepping back onto the stone to leave footprints of their own. An interactive component that offers visitors a chance to walk alongside a loved one once more.
Huh.
That struck me as kind of neat, right? I thought it was kind of neat. It's almost as if I still, without a doubt, the Korean memorial. You've seen that, right?
I have.
We've talked about that.
Yep.
The squad patrolling the full-size statues of the men, and you can stand next to them, and you almost feel them, right? And it's just like, whoa, this is that one hit me more than the wall, more than any of them.
Yeah,
right?
I would agree.
This is a neat idea, right?
I'm not. The footprint I thought was good. The boot prints were good.
Yeah.
But the overall, I'm not. I don't feel connected to it yet. I don't.
Well, it's interesting you say that. So let me show you one last picture here. That's another overhead shot, kind of from a different angle, so you can see a little bit more of all the things that we're talking about. There has been some criticism of this. Right?
Really?
So I'm just going to read you like snippets of the criticism, not who said it, but even some congressional members have brought up some of the criticisms. Right? One was why the monument did not feature elements more closely connected to the fighting that defined their wars, like concrete barricades known as T-walls, or some display of names or images of the more than 7,000 killed in combat operations that span more than a dozen countries.
Yeah,
that's a good point, because GWOT, we always think of Afghanistan and Iraq.
For sure.
Right. But there was there's Syria, there was the Africa, fights that we did there.
Houthis,
all of that.
Absolutely.
So good point. I think that's a valid criticism.
And I feel like that's another reason why I don't know about you. I don't feel connected to it by what I'm seeing.
This is exactly the next criticism, is like there's no real connection to any of the people or the units that were there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right on the head there for me.
Another one was the design is a grassy landscaping on top, largely unknown in the deserts and mountains of Iraq and Afghanistan, which is
very good point.
Good point.
Yeah.
And one veteran said, I served in Afghanistan. These were real people with real stories. They deserve to be honored with dignity, not disconnected abstract art. Okay.
I think that said it all for me. That was
there's no like now there was some debate on some of the things I read. They said they called it a mistake. I don't necessarily know if it's a mistake, but one of the criticisms of the Vietnam Wall was they had, after they erected it and through the years, as they found more people, they had to add those names back into the wall.
Sure.
Okay. Well, at least they did add them in. They didn't just leave them off.
Right.
Now, they also said, I thought this was interesting. They also said with the Vietnam Memorial, the way it's built, the way it looks is forever more somber of that war. And, you look at it and you go, oh, yeah, that was a dark, sad war. And it brings up the feelings of we shouldn't have been there, maybe pointless kind of thing. So I get those criticisms. So you come to something like this, it's a little brighter, a little more maybe hopeful, but does it really do the job of being what a memorial is supposed to be?
No.
So
sometimes I truly believe our architects overthink it too much.
A little bit, yeah.
When a really basic, honor, tributing, I don't know. You know what always sticks in my head are the boots and the M16 with a helmet stuck on it, the dog tags dangling.
Absolutely. Right.
And that doesn't exist on any of our monuments, does it? I don't think it ever has. I think
no.
something
it's more
like that.
it's more like a drawing that gets sent around, anything. There is a
Well, a lot of the ceremonies for the dead in the desert in Afghanistan and Iraq
had that.
had that.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
So
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, HESCOs, all those built up, everything was defined by those HESCOs, right?
That's true.
But it wouldn't make for a pretty monument. Sure.
And I'm sure that's
that.
a piece of it. Yeah.
Right. I get that. But this has been, they said 10 years and 20,000 inputs, and you came up with this? This sounded like the architect just came up with it.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. I don't think a vet's going to go, hey, can you make an arch with grass on the top?
No, and I don't see where it connects to us other than, okay, you've got some steel from the building. Okay,
yeah, I like that element. I like the footprints element.
Yeah, I did too.
Maybe, I mean, every place that GWOT was at, essentially, unless it was down South America, was sand.
That's a fact.
I
really think that guy made a good point with all the grass. I'm like, where's the connection to that?
Right. I don't know. So anyway, that's some of the criticisms for it, right or wrong. But you can look at some of the monuments, even the Vietnam Wall, it just lists the names. That's really all that is, which is fantastic.
You've seen the Vietnam Memorial for the nurses, right? Where the nurses are holding the soldiers in a wounded position.
Yeah, that's
for me.
Cool. That's really
I feel more connected to those kind of things than the very like the World War II memorial, the big circle.
I saw that and I was like, I don't know. I don't get really much out of that. I know it had states on it, and
I just don't feel connected to that.
It's not very memorable.
No, not like the Korean.
But
memorial.
You go like the Evo statue. Okay, very.
I like it absolutely, man. Put your hand on it,
Yeah.
Come on.
There's a statue at Benning because I think the motto of the infantry is "Follow me," right? And there's I don't know, it's a leader. I don't know if it's an officer or enlisted. I don't know, but they call him Iron Mike, and he's doing this. He's calling them forward, and he's bronzed like that, and it's the "Follow me" statue, and you can look at it and go, I get it. I absolutely get it.
I connect with that kind of stuff, not the pretty picture.
Right.
Now, again, the Vietnam War for me, because of when it first came out and what it stood for, all the names that you see, you connect because of the names.
Absolutely. And they'll never be, they're in granite, right? Or whatever it is. So they'll never be forgotten there.
Right.
So
that piece I like.
And that's and maybe it's the nature of of GWOT, which is I guess if you're going to do that whole umbrella under global war on terrorism, did that ever really need a start, or does it ever really stop?
I'm with you there. Does it really ever end?
Still fighting it, right?
Yeah,
We'll always be fighting. So to do that seems odd. It seems odd, right?
Agreed. I guess the celebration for those people who gave their lives under that umbrella.
Right.
But
they're not listed anywhere.
Yeah.
There gotta be some names there, So I don't know. But it's still it's not supposed to start construction till next year.
Yeah.
I think it's still under review. I don't know. It just it doesn't seem like it connects. So
no, I agree.
Oh well.
Hopefully someone says, "Ooh, maybe this isn't the right thing."
Right, maybe
not the right thing. We'll see.
Eric, I don't have it in the database because I can't. I think it was it last year or was it the year before that we talked to Colonel Nicole Malachowski. We didn't talk to her. We did her story when she got bit by the tick and got Lyme disease. The Air Force colonel, right? She did comment later and said, "Thank you for covering this story."
Right.
That's her cause. That's what she backs, is trying to get more research into that.
Yeah, because that thing tore her up, man.
Yeah, it was. And I was so flattered that she actually found that story that we did.
Yeah,
in there.
that's cool.
But they have some interesting developments, especially me being down in Florida and getting bit by everything. And their dog down there. It's crazy. But I heard a new conspiracy for you.
Uh-oh.
You know? And I think I talked about it before with ticks, right? And you've heard me mention it, but it's the alpha gal, the Lone Star tick and the alpha gal syndrome. Did you ever look that up when I mentioned it?
No.
So
Sorry.
it's a certain tick that's affecting, that's a Lone Star tick that's in the cattle. I'm going to screw this all up, but they're, and if you get bit by this tick, you get what's this syndrome called alpha gal syndrome. I don't know why they call it that, but it makes you allergic to meat.
We did talk about that.
Meat and dairy.
Yeah. Okay.
And supposedly Bill Gates is behind it, behind the development of this stuff. Supposedly.
No, why?
So, because, he's a bug guy. He wants us to eat bugs. He wants to get rid of meat, right? That's
I
his
didn't
whole
know
thing.
that. I was not aware of that.
We should, cattle's increasing global
That's the
warming, all that
antibiotics
stuff.
and the stuff. Yeah.
Right. So he's an advocate of like eating bugs. I know it sounds silly, but he is.
Okay.
So if by chance that controversy is true, he put money into the development of a tick that when it bites you, makes you allergic to meat.
I'm lost for words
devious,
on
man.
this.
That's devious, right? Well, the Navy lab. Okay, this story from militarytimes.com. Right?
Gummy bear bug repellent.
The Navy lab is kind of like I don't know if it's DARPA's light, right? But they're doing stuff in the Navy lab. But the Navy lab investigates a gummy bear bug repellent that can be used for ticks as well. Right? I know the gummy bear thing is weird, but it's a description of the consistency of it.
Okay.
So as the U.S. enters peak season for mosquitoes and a summer that could be the worst in memory for disease-carrying ticks, a new bug repellent solution that may make it easier to stay protected is sitting on the shelf in a Navy lab awaiting investment. All right. The polymer-based material, described by researchers as having a gummy bear consistency, offers a way to weave the widely used and effective DEET insect repellent into fabric or onto patches or strips to provide long-term repellency for a minimum of 6 months without regular maintenance or reapplication.
But they don't talk about the third horn or the third eye you get right here in the middle.
You don't need it. It's in your clothes now, baby. It's in your clothes. You don't have to put it directly on your skin.
No, I'm talking about by taking this, you get a third eye.
You're not taking it. You're putting it on your uniform.
Oh, I thought it was something you swallowed.
No.
I misunderstood you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Offers a way to weave the widely used and effective DEET insect repellent into fabric or onto patches or strips to provide long-term repellency for a minimum of 6 months without regular maintenance or reapplication. The whole point of them developing this is to minimize having to spray directly on the skin.
Okay, no third eye. I'm tracking.
No third eye. You're gonna get that from your sunblock lotion.
Yeah, right.
That's what's gonna come, right? The Naval Research Laboratory where the repellent was developed has no timeline or funding to move the concept forward. So it's there. They're like, hey, we think we can do this. Anybody want to give us money? And the government's like, nah, we got bigger things to worry about. We got UFC fights to put on.
Oh, jeez.
Just kidding.
You would
think.
Kidding. I can't imagine that would what the cost would be.
Well, these guys are saying that they have several things developed, but unless they have money for it, they can't push it forward. This happens to be one of them.
Okay.
At the Sea Airspace Symposium near Washington, D.C. earlier this year, the lab's commanding officer raised the gummy bear repellent as one of many concepts in the lab ready for a moment in the sun. Captain Randy Cruz said, "We have way too many things on the shelf that need to be moved. A passive, long-lasting insect repellent. When I think about all my Marine friends and all my Army folks in the jungle, this is going to be fantastic." Yes, it would be.
Yeah.
All those people who got Lyme disease that now the military recognizes but didn't for years.
Can you imagine what good that would have done in island hopping in World War II?
Oh,
in the Pacific?
God, those guys got everything.
Yeah.
Right? Malaria from mosquitoes and all that shit.
Yep.
The technology has been in development at the lab since the early 2020s and was featured in a study published in 2024 in a Journal of Materials Chemistry. Let's see. An NRL team led by research chemist Javier Jimenez demonstrated that the resinous material remained effective for at least 30 weeks and suggested that it could be used to repel not only mosquitoes, but also flies, ticks, chiggers, and other biting pests. Bring that to me here in Florida.
Do you know how good that would be?
Oh, my God. That's
for every guy that's ever dug a foxhole in some crap hole forest or
any
jungle.
Guy who's used that issue bug juice. That stuff that just you got to get the 30 seconds of burn out.
Yep. That was crazy.
It was so cheaply made. It was acid. God, I hate it.
I swam in that
but
in South Carolina. Yeah, you swam in South Carolina.
You can't get around it, right? You can't just walk with a mosquito net around your head all day. I wish you could. Future advancements can pioneer a new lineage of insect repellent materials that can be incorporated into devices void of direct skin contact, garments, or shelters to mitigate dermal absorption, thus eliminating the associated health hazards of aerosol sprays or topical lotions. The technology still needs to be put through rigorous field testing and a demonstration period, according to officials, before it can ever be fielded to troops or incorporated into issued uniforms or outerwear. And that all takes money, and there's none earmarked for it at the moment. God, why not?
That's the most ridiculous part of this. This is the first time that we've talked about a common sense tool for the man or woman on the ground who is in dire need of that.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't want to spend money on it, but let's spend money on, I don't know, Air Force coffee cups or
no. Let's switch our uniforms again. Or let's buy a new rifle.
There you go.
Yeah. And all these boondoggles, man. It's just like, why did you do this?
That's where you actually have something that's going on. Yeah. It's like elementary school when you are coming into high school and you didn't know how to write a check. And nobody teaches you how to use a checkbook anymore at the time, back in the day. Yeah, it's common sense. This is good.
That would be. I think you could find the money, but that's the whole thing. The decision makers most likely never slept in the outdoors in a fart sack getting buzzed by the mosquitoes, right?
Yep. Serenading you to sleep.
Right. Oh God.
Jeez.
Don't.
You're right. Bring back memories, doesn't it?
Oh yeah. Additional testing could also prove an early finding that adding more bug repellents, such as the tick repellent permethrin, into the resin material actually made everything work better, he said. For a globally deployable military force that regularly conducts training in wooded and grassy areas, these findings are pertinent. A 2024 report from the Pentagon's military health system found that nearly 6,000 cases of vector-borne diseases were diagnosed over a 12-year period, with Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever, both caused by ticks, leading the pack. Yeah, give me something that repels all that shit, please.
This is the smartest thing we've ever talked about.
I know.
And you don't want to pay for it.
And these guys are jumping up and down. They're like, look at what we've done.
Yes.
Oh, we've got no money. All right. Got no money for you.
Terrible.
Yeah.
No brain for this one.
I don't know. I hope that article gets it pushed forward, because anybody who sat out there, you've sat in Central America just getting torn up. right?
Pacific tore up.
Oh,
South Carolina.
oh, that's right.
Tore
Yeah.
up.
Where was it the worst? Where was it the worst? Panama,
Oh,
South Carolina, Philippines.
Panama, and I think Charleston were the worst. When we were in
Really?
there's a place
Wow.
called Northfield, and it's nothing but a forest, but it's all pine and pine needles. So shit
Yeah.
crawling all in the freaking. Crazy. This makes so much sense, and I am so disappointed that the first thing worthwhile to spend money on, they're like,
sure.
no, we don't need.
God
this.
knows what else they got that they're not, they're not pushing out there. So
Yeah, this would help the troops so
lawmakers
much.
get some money, please. That stuff, and especially with Lyme disease. Now that they're recognizing it, that kicks you out.
Yeah,
Well,
even in the desert, think about the things that flew and buzzed you in the desert.
Yeah.
Right?
Everything.
It would have played there too. It's not
sure.
just
Yeah. I mean, you can't have a camel spider repellent, but that would be nice.
Yeah.
But as long as and if it's in your uniform, I don't know if it's wash resistant. That would be interesting.
A lot of
But
questions.
even if you could put it on your tents, okay, fine,
a safe haven to get away from it when you're trying to sleep.
Right.
Yes.
You remember the old off commercials where the guy would put his forearm in the box
and
right?
nothing would eat it.
And nothing, it's just like that's bullshit. But
he hasn't come to some of the places I've been. Let me tell you what. They'd have picked your arm up and start taking it away.
Well, at least you're pulling it back and it looks like
Mold.
chewed meat, so
stub. Crazy, man.
So hopefully they will.
Good story though, man.
All right, Eric, let's close it out, shall we?
All right. So, we've talked about many events in World War II and Vietnam, but we haven't highlighted anything in World War I. So I wanted to highlight a specific unit for our history night in World War I, which is pretty darn cool.
I love when they get these units. Yeah, I love when they get these little things.
So this started with a unit that became known as the Harlem Hellfighters.
Oh, that is a good one. I ran across them before. Good.
Freaking these dudes were amazing.
Yeah.
So they started out, the 369 Infantry Regiment began as the 15th New York National Guard Regiment of the New York Army National Guard. It was officially organized in June of 1916 in New York City and composed of African-American enlisted men with black and white officers. So you had a little bit of a mix.
Okay.
Training in the United States began for them.
Were they? Was it all black?
Well,
enlisted
with white officers. White officers,
okay.
All black enlisted. Yeah.
All right.
On 25 July 1917, the New York National Guard Regiment was called into federal service for World War I. The men trained in basic soldiering at Camp Whitman, New York, and performed security duties guarding rail lines and construction sites around the states. So, as well as I do, back then, racism was so rampant. Nobody wanted to go to war with them.
Right.
In
They didn't
October,
have a vote back then, so back then.
In October of 1917, the regiment moved to Camp Wadsworth, South Carolina, for advanced training. Now, as you can imagine, how that went in the Deep South.
Yeah.
There, they encountered open racism under Jim Crow conditions, local business, and even some white soldiers harassed the black troops.
Of course.
I want to highlight just one of many incidents. One incident, Lieutenant James Reese Europe, the regiment's black band leader, and Private Noble Sissy were refused service at a hotel newsstand and assaulted by a white proprietor.
Jeez.
Scores of soldiers from the 15th and the sympathetic white New York National Guardsmen from a neighboring unit converged, prepared to retaliate, but Europe intervened and diffused the situation until the military police arrived. So nothing occurred, but their commander was prompted because of that hostility to get to the War Department and say, get us out of the South, get us out of South Carolina. So they left Spartanburg, South Carolina by late December and were immediately bound for Europe.
Okay.
When they arrived in Europe, they were assigned to the French.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. No white soldiers and units wanted to deal with them. So the 15th New York National Guard Regiment sailed from New York arrived in France shortly after Christmas. Upon their arrival in France, the 15 was initially regulated to labor duties behind the lines, despite their infantry training. Throughout January of 1918, the men toiled at the Saint Nazaire and other depots, unloading ships, laying railroad tracks, and digging trenches. A common fate, as nearly 90% of African Americans in the U.S. Army were assigned to service roles rather than combat. Absurd. But
Yeah,
that's
of
what they
course.
faced.
Yeah, right.
So, frustrated at being kept from the front, William Hayward petitioned the American Expeditionary Forces Command for a combat assignment. Meanwhile, the Allied High Command faced a manpower crisis after the bloody campaigns of 1917 and urgently requested American reinforcements. General Pershing, reluctant to break up white American units, agreed to the transfer of the 15th to the French command to bolster the exhausted French ranks. Pretty cool.
There they are.
So,
Colorized.
Yeah.
It's a black and white picture, but they colorized it. So
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, that looks good.
On March 1st, 1918, the regiment received a new federal designation as the 369th Infantry Regiment. As part of the provisional 93rd Division, a few weeks later, the entire 369th was formally reassigned to the French Armed Forces 4th Army, joining the 16th Division under General Henry Gouraud.
Oh, wow.
The men turned in their American rifles, which this blows me away. The men turned in their American rifles and were issued 8mm rifles.
8 mil.
Yeah, it's the Chalchat automatic rifles, bayonets, gas mask, helmets.
Oh, but they were French,
kit.
right? All that stuff was French?
All their gear was French.
Okay.
So they go into the French, entering combat on the Western Front. In May of 18, the 369th Infantry Regiment, nicknamed at the time the Harlem Rattlers, entered
Rattler's
frontline.
not bad either.
Yeah, it was a cool name. Entered frontline trenches under French control, seeing their first combat in the spring of 1918. On May 8th, the regiment went into the line in the Champagne sector. From that point on, they'd serve an astonishing 191 continuous days in three trenches, longer than any other American regiment in the First World War.
Almost 200 days of continuous.
Jeez.
God,
191 days. The regiment's baptism of fire came in the quiet Argonne Forest and the Champagne region, conducting patrols and raiding parties against German positions. So now we've talked about the big unit. I'm going to highlight two individuals that did some pretty cool stuff.
Okay.
In the pre-dawn hours of May 15, 1918, Private Henry Johnson and Private Needham Roberts were on sentry duty at an isolated observation post on the edge of the Argonne Forest when a German raiding party attacked their position. Johnson and Roberts fought back ferociously in close quarter combat. When Roberts was badly wounded by a grenade, Johnson ordered him to lie low, then single-handedly engaged the Germans with his rifle, grenades, and finally a bolo knife once he was fully out of ammunition. Johnson killed at least 4 of the enemy and wounded a dozen of others, sustaining 21 wounds himself.
Jesus.
Right? You got to keep going. The pair's stand thwarted the German raid and prevented Roberts from being taken prisoner. News of this spread, and both men received France's the Croix de Guerre. How do you say that? The Croix de Guerre.
I think that's it. That was
for
very
gallantry,
good.
Making them the first American soldiers in World War I to earn the honor.
Wow.
The 369th's early combat actions, including aggressive patrols, earned respect from French high command and infuriated the Germans, who reportedly began calling these relentless fighters Hellfighters, hence the moniker Harlem Hellfighters.
Ah, that's so good. That's a
good man. These dudes proved to be badass.
Yeah. Yeah.
On July 15, 1918, Germany launched its final major offensive at the Western Front. The Second Battle of the Marne, the Harlem Hellfighters, now attached to the French 161st Division, were thrown back into action. They occupied positions along the Marne and in the Champagne region as the German forces struck hard. The 369th endured murderous shelling from enemy artillery during the defensive fighting, but stood firm and held the line against the onslaught. Not a single Hellfighter position was yielded.
Wow.
Once the German offensive was blunted by late July, the Allies swiftly went on the counteroffensive. The 369th marched south and west with the 161st, pressing the retreating Germans. In mid to late August, they saw continuous combat as the French and American militaries advanced. They suffered major casualties in the fight in Chichalt, the forest.
Yeah.
And then freshly refitted, the 369th Regiment returned to the fight in the final Allied push of the Great War. On September 25th, 1918, the French Fourth Army launched a major offensive in concert with the American drive in the Meuse-Argonne sector. The Harlem Hellfighters advanced resolutely against well-entrenched German positions in the Champagne-Argonne region. In late September, they fought their most famous and costly battle. On September 26th, the 369th Infantry assaulted and captured the strategic village of Chichalt in the Ardennes. Wow. Spearheading the French 161st Division's attack, the unit pushed nearly 14 kilometers into enemy territory, at one point advancing faster and farther than the French units on its flanks.
Yeah.
These guys just were amazing. However, the achievement came at a devastating price. The fight at Chichalt and the surrounding hills inflicted some of the heaviest casualties suffered by an American regiment in World War I. In just a few days of combat, the 369 had incurred approximately 850 casualties among its men.
That's like their whole...
Yeah, because they were only 2,000.
Oh,
so 850, crazy. Entire platoons and companies were cut down by machine gun fire and shelling. One company that took assault in a bayonet charge entered the battle with 250 men and mustered barely 6 able-bodied survivors afterward.
Oh, my God.
By the end of September, the regiment had lost about 144 killed and nearly 1,000 wounded in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. Those losses, roughly rather than the regiment's combat strength, made the Hellfighters one of the most bloodied units in the entire war.
And it was all fighting basically for France, right?
For France, yeah.
Wow.
And the guy that was not hurt by the grenade, who had the 21 wounds.
Yeah.
He was posthumously awarded the Medal of Honor.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
So a lot of respect for those guys. And by the way, the part I left out, before they left, they were denied as being part of the Rainbow Parade in New York City.
Of course.
When they came back, New York City threw them a parade.
Oh, no kid. Nice.
Strictly for the 369th.
Nice.
Yeah, it was cool. Those guys were badass, man.
That's really cool. Great one, because I've seen that out there. Now that's I know it's known, but it's not on, they always go to whenever we talk about the units, they always go like the Red Tails, or Buffalo Soldiers, right? Or what's the other big one? I don't remember, but
the Red Tails being one of the big ones.
Yeah, that's the biggest one, right? Oh, Tuskegee Airmen.
Airmen, yeah.
But they never mention Harlem Hellfighters.
No.
I mean, that's
big deal.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's
because when they first entered in France, their patch was a snake, and that's where it was the Harlem Rattlers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
because they had the patch
either.
Was a snake.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Those guys earned a lot of respect.
I would have settled for that one too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But whenever you get your enemy to give you a nickname, it's got to be the best.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
You're badass for that.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm talking about.
Excellent. Totally redeemed yourself, Eric. Totally redeemed yourself.
Thanks. That was pretty bad, the other one.
Of course, you go back to our first story about the all-male crew, and you're like, well, we shouldn't have to say they're black. This one, you do have to say they're black.
Yeah.
They are black. I wonder if they went, when they pushed them over to France, I guess all the white officers went with them, I suppose, right?
Yeah, they did.
I guess.
Yeah.
So,
well, in fact, the one guy that was involved in the incident in South Carolina was a white officer.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's the one that went back to the War Department and said, you got to get us out of the South.
Yeah.
We're not even going to be a unit here if you don't get us out of the South.
Out of this thing.
Right.
So, yeah.
You're going to have a war here. Yeah.
Very, very, very cool. Gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's why we do Unheralded History.
I like it.
So, well done, Eric. Well done.
Yes,
way
sir.
to bring the show to a fantastic conclusion, as they would say in the Harlem Hellfighters in France. Yeah, and you did well on some of that pronunciation.
I am part French. I do. Have
Are you really?
Yes. You know,
No.
I can't say it, but we.
Well, fuck you, Eric. Pardon my.
There you go.
Why did that ever come up? Pardon my French. It's so dumb.
I don't know where that came from.
Obviously, our parents and grandparents. So,
Yeah,
anyway.
smarter than us.
Well, on behalf of Eric and I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
Late for changeover.
Eric, as always, for 4 years, going on 4 years.
Unbelievable.
Thanks for the week. And to everyone listening and watching, Jake, you got our best. And everyone else, thanks for watching and listening. And we'll see you next week.
Well done.